may try to do a little bit of stereo separation.
He is recording the CD. Guy is recording video. What's that? What do you use? So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bat McGrath.
Thank you. As I was putting my sweater on this, I couldn't resist doing this. I have to do this. Hello, boys and girls. I want to address the elephant in the room straight off. I'm not here to whine about how I feel or anything like that. I'm here to play and celebrate with you. I'm 99% sure this will be my last ever performance, and it couldn't be more appropriate that I would be down here in the hills with you people where it started, and I love that. Thanks. Yeah, I'm totally fine and at peace with where I'm at, and I say that to you with, you guys all seem much younger than I am, but I just, the first thing I thought about, because people are like, oh, you know, you're so strong, and you're so, no, I'm not. I want to give you comfort. It is inside of us. When the time comes, or whatever life brings to you, we have it. We are built to handle these things, and actually, it makes perfect sense to me, and I couldn't be happier. No reverb. I don't wear a hat. Ain't got no roadie. I haul my own crap. Clear out a corner. Grab a guitar. Nothing hard about that. When I'm done, I pack the car, add up the change in my tip jar, head down the road to some cheap hotel. Think back to you and sit a spell. Pick up a pencil, wrestle a song, same old story that goes all wrong. It's pure vanilla, simple truth. Boy wants girl, she's gone. Then when I quit, I take one stiff drink, curl in a ball and fall asleep. Wake up next day, face my fate, case out a joint and set up to play. But no one seems to notice me. I doubt they're even listening. They party with their sweeties on the floor. I close my eyes and sing to you in each new town that I pass through. And every day I breathe, I miss you more. What you need, old man? No reverb. Don't wear a hat. Ain't got no roadie. I haul my own crap. Clear out a corner. Grab a guitar. Nothing hard about that. Thank you. A tiny bit less guitar on my monitor, please. It's just a little high. It was really funny. I was here at sound check, and so I'm getting the sounds and check, and that stuff. And I thought, well, I'll try a song. So I went, no reverb. And the sound guy goes, oh yeah, do you want reverb? No, this is exactly, I wrote this for that exact same purpose. I'm old school. I like a dry voice, and I like a voice and a guitar. Let me turn this thing off. I forgot I had it with me. You just hold it, right, Tricia? Still don't know how to use it. Drives me nuts.
Give him a call,
I love the way you used me. I love to catch your act. I dream about your warm hand on my back. I loved everything about you, and I don't care it all went wrong. You loved me right, you just didn't love me long. If your friends ask why I'm hanging on when you've been so long gone, well, you loved me right, you just didn't love me long. You said you loved my music, that it'll let you know I care. You loved to lie in bed and braid my hair. That was a long time ago. You loved the way I loved you until it shook you to the bone. You loved me right, you just didn't love me long. If your friends ask why I'm hanging on when you've been so long gone, you love me right, you just didn't love me long. So if you're wondering why I'm hanging on and you've been so long gone, it's 'cause you love me right, you just didn't love me long. Thanks. Thanks. I'll just jump around a bit with the songs. The last few weeks, usually when I have a gig coming up, I will practice for but usually 2 weeks out, I'll start to practice and form a set list, kind of a rough outline, and go through the set list and this and that, and I just couldn't do it this time. I think it's an energy thing. I don't know what it is, but I just couldn't and didn't. But when I would go in to try, I would just end up playing various songs out of my catalog, songs that I had forgotten I'd written, and songs that, oh yeah, gee, what? And it was just kind of a little trip, and that's kind of what we did on the new CD. It's just kind of a cross section of the last 45 years with recordings and tapes as well as with songs. So that's why you'll hear something from my country phase that was. Burley, there is one I do and last night was the first time after, almost a year of nothing. I do have a little tickle thing that's happened. I'm not sick or anything, but it's part of my symptoms. I have a little dry cough and this thing. If you had a little bit of whiskey with some honey, I would drink that. Thanks.
Irish or Scotch?
Oh, Irish. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. You guys are so bad. This is good.
Hey, Brian, I have a tickle.
Heard it on the radio, then finally it sunk in. The Dukes are at the Village Inn. You're out with your friend. I must admit I choked a bit and I drove a lot too fast. Was wondering, was it hip enough just to come right out and ask? My money's on that lead guitar you mentioned you was cute. Baby, I ain't got no record deals, no $100 suits. Maybe I could just slip in, it's really quite nearby. Amy, don't be in there, that I won't be a spy. Baby, I was just here drinking. How the hell d'you think to find me here? Yes, I'm sure I ain't here cheating, no. Amy, I just wish that you were here. She heard it on the radio. She said it just made sense that I'd be at the Village Inn while she was at her friends. Oh, flirting with that French girl she thought once caught my eye. I said, Amy, oh, trust me, you're acting like a spy. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks. I, a few weeks ago, lost a dear, dear friend and a great, great man. His name was Earl Thomas Conley. And if some of your country fans, you know who Earl Thomas Conley was. And he was known as the thinking man's country writer, and in Nashville, that was a minus for him during yeah, well, it was during his heyday. and he had, trouble getting started and whatnot. And then, lo and behold, he, to this day, is the first country artist to ever have 17 number one hit singles in a row. So, I mean, just Holding Her and Loving You, and I mean, just tons of some of my favorite songs ever. And when I got to Nashville, I got to deal with a publishing company that he was signed to, and I went to a party. My publisher was there, and this and that, and I look over, and Earl Thomas Conley is walking towards me. He had heard my demo tape, the one that got me signed there, and he walked up to me and he said, "Son, we're gonna write a ton of hits together." And so we, for the next probably year and a half, we were inseparable. We wrote at least once a week, drank at least 5 times a week together. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And I just loved him. He's a great painter, and he was. And I said, "Well, gee, Earl, I'm really not a country writer." He goes, "That's why I want to write with you." He said, he just had a different head, and he was just beautiful, beautiful man. And we shared the same birthday, and so even after we had both lost our deals, and he was still touring, county fairs and stuff, but we would always talk on our birthdays. Cheers. Cheers, yeah, to Earl, ETC. Ironically or not, this is the first song that Earl and I wrote together, and I consider it probably to be the best thing we wrote together, and it suits him to a T. So I'm gonna. We had an idea. We were writing about people that were ahead of their time, or that were made fun of because they were different, and that's kind of what Earl was. And so if I can remember this, I'll sing it for him. Whoever told you you could change the world if you want to? Was it just the way they were that made you what you are? How many thoughts did you explore? How much advice did you ignore before you even realized you were your own star? People always seem to judge what they can't understand or touch. Never know how you held up to such a heavy load. You caught us all so unaware. By the time that we got there, you were so much farther down the road. Faces of glory disappear in the dust right before me. They only stay long enough to ride the wings of time. Above the heartache, beyond the wind, looking back on where you've been, you're gonna find your light still shines in everything you left behind. People are caught us all so unaware. And by the time we got there, you were so much farther down the road. You were so much farther down the road. Thank you. Thank you. My butt is so skinny, it's like sitting on a bone here, you know. And because there's, outside of the fatigue, there's days when I just feel kind of normal, but other symptoms are popping up. And one thing we keep an eye on is my weight, because that's this is a funny little story. I've got this chiropractor, nutritionist, kinesiologist, and he's up in Buffalo, and I've known him for 50 years. He takes care of me and gives me nutrition advice, and we're working together on this thing to make it comfortable. But I started getting cramps in my hands, and I was worried about it, and I wrote to him, and I said, should I take some magnesium or something, this and that? And he wrote back. He said, well, Bat, the magnesium probably isn't going to help, because really what's happening is your body is digesting itself from the inside. I was like, Jesus, tell me to soak my hands in water or something, you know what I mean? Don't tell me that. He felt bad about it. Well, he's a brainy guy, It's like, God. Anyhow, I got on the scales the other morning. I said, oh, Tricia, I'm like, 122 pounds, and I thought she'd, oh dear, get alarmed like I am. I'm like 122 pounds. She goes, oh my God, you hit my ideal weight for myself. I love that girl. I always, one of life's puzzlements to me is how you can be married to someone and and love them and know everything you think about them and share a life, and then you split up and you just hate each other. And I thought it's an odd phenomenon. It happens more often than not. It really hasn't happened to me. I'm friends with my ex, but I was thinking of that when I wrote this song. I was kind of thinking when you said that you were leaving, that the least thing we could do is still be friends. I know it wasn't perfect, but I hope that we could fix it. Then you leave, never speak to me again. What could I do differently to try to suit your every need? Seems it doesn't matter all that much to you, but it does to me. You used to tell me everything, movies that you'd like to see and parties we could host here at the house. We'd lie in bed and watch TV, talk about our wildest dreams. Now suddenly you're quiet as a mouse. How can I do anything without a clue to what you think? Seems it doesn't matter all that much to you, but it does to me. I don't know. Maybe I should tuck and roll. Let the chips fall where they may. But in my mind, oh, it seems to be a crying shame for love to ever end this way. Never underestimate the difference that a call can make to someone who's been standing by the phone. Just to tell them that you're safe, that a friend needs some space, or better yet, you're coming home. How can I do anything without a clue to what you think? Seems it doesn't matter all that much to you, but it does to me. Seems it doesn't matter all that much to you, but it does to me. You. I don't know what I'm doing. Sounds like simple observation. The mind is such a funny thing. No one would have probably noticed it, but in the middle of this song, I kind of did this, and out of the corner of my eye, my mind went, did he leave that whole bottle of whiskey there? So I did that. And I had to refine my focus. And I'm like, don't do that to an Irishman. Kidding. What's wrong with tying up your muffler with a piece of chicken wire, changing your own oil, plugging that old tire, sleeping on the floor, black and white TV, swinging on the porch, only you and me, working 9 to 5, then hiding from the kids, wine poured in a cup, pizza from a mix, walking in the woods, barefoot in the grass, wishing on a star, hope it comes to pass. There's nothing wrong with the simple things I'm singing in this song. There isn't anything I'd ever change for nothing. What's wrong with good old rock and roll in a loud and smoky bar? Chicken in a bucket, moonshine in a jar, swimming in the nude, clothes out on a limb, staring at the fire, acting on a whim, counting on your fingers and knitting in your head, writing down your thoughts with a pencil filled with lead, dreaming up a dream only we can see, me adoring you and you adoring me. There's nothing, simply nothing wrong with the simple things I'm singing in this song. There isn't anything I would ever change for nothing. I ain't a budging, I'm happy as a clam. I ain't judging any other man, just ain't nothing I'd ever change for nothing. nothing, simply nothing wrong with the simple things I'm singing in the song. There isn't anything I would ever change for nothing. I hate a budget, I'm happy as a clam. I ain't judging any other man, just ain't nothing I'd ever change for nothing. Oh, there's nothing I'd ever change for nothing. Thank you very much. We actually, that was, when I did this new album, it was my producers that did my albums, The Spy and the Blue Eagle, which are arguably my best ones. I think some of that has to do with that we had a budget. But they're just brilliant guys, and so when they offered to do this for me and said that everybody had volunteered, I mean, right down to the studio, the piano tuner, the cartage guys that hauled the equipment for all the big pros down there, no one charged me a penny for this CD. I'm not passing on that savings to you. But I was going to say, so Fred said, well, here's what I'd like to do. And I said, well, hey, Fred, you know, you're making the album. You tell me. You go ahead and produce. I will just play it. I'll just sing, basically. So he went through my entire collection, you know, as much as we've got recorded, you know, 400 songs or something. He picked the ones that he liked the best and that he thought he could make the best records on and whatnot. So what I was going to say was, that takes me too long, is that Simply Nothing, they just did a beautiful cut on that. Just full band, it's really nice to hear that, especially with Nashville players trying not to make it country. It was just a great, extended. He was thumbing through the paper for the 4th time in a row. A bit slow, they'd wink. I don't think that's so. The nurses called him Cool Breeze, and oh, Willie loved that name. And everyone agreed felt no pain. They wheeled him off to breakfast, where he saw his best friend Dan. And in just one glance, they spoke man to man. Thought it would be lonely, but should have understood. Sometimes you just feel bad, sometimes good. Hey, I'm with you, Willie. I'm here to break your fall. The crazy way you said things ain't that crazy after all. I'm with you, Willie. I remember your last sound. I'm sure I heard you say next time around. Pictures on your TV, downs inside your food. Do they think that's the best that you can do? 80 years of trying, and now they treat you like a fool. Ah, Willie, when will they catch on to you? One last game of checkers, one more ride down the hall. Danny was the first to hear the call. Softly as a cool breeze, their eyes met just once more, when Dan caught Willie halfway to the floor. He said, I got you, Willie. I'm here to break your fall. The crazy way you said things ain't that crazy after all. I'm with you, Willie. I remember your last sound. I'm sure I heard you say next time around. Yeah, I clearly heard you say next time around. Thank you. Thank you. I guess it's just, well, if I was a businessman and a serious want to get ahead songwriter in Nashville, you'd write your Christmas song now. Then you could pitch it and they cut them in the summer. But the only time I can write a Christmas song is after Thanksgiving. This is the one I wrote this year. You know, I've been very careful, which I think has been a key source of holding on to creativity. I've been very careful never to become a bitter songwriter down there. I've had so many close calls with massive success with songs, people that have had them on hold. I'm gonna cut them next week, and then it gets bumped by somebody else or somebody that writes with a label or whatever. So I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so, I don't worry about that stuff at all. And if I get something really hot, I got a few people I can send it to and forget about it. And if it lands somewhere, they'll let me know. But I really write for y'all. The only ones that hear the songs that I write, I mean, you guys, well, first of all, you in this Rochester area and my area down here, pretty much the only ones that know me, period. But beyond that, you know, there's some places that have gotten play or, you know, through the Mangione stuff and this and that. But they don't know. They might know the Blue Eagle song or something like that. And this and that. You guys hear everything I write, and that's great with me. That's why I write them. I've never stopped. Every time I'll go home now and write song this week based on, you know, how I felt when I was up here and the feeling I got from being up here again. And of course you get it the minute. I deliberately didn't drive up through Canadaigua. I got off at Victor and came down through the hills, and it's just, I immediately felt, oh gosh, this is where I'm from. You know, I really like it. I don't know why I'm so chatty today, but anyhow, this is the Christmas song I wrote for myself this year. It never fails on New Year's Eve. I make myself a promise to grab the reins, dial it back a shade, and try to live more moderate. A sip of wine, a friendly game, a toke every now and then. Then I forget till next December that less is probably better. It really isn't all my fault, 'cause a little bit of fun, it's like no fun at all. I meet a girl, hit first base, wonder what might happen. Tell myself, play it slow and safe, and then my jaw starts flapping. I bare my soul, I tell it all. I want a cabin and a Colt. Then she bolts and I remember, less is probably better. Never show before they call, but a little bit of truth, like no truth at all. Life's a short run, the only thing we get to choose is how to live the one we get. And whoever went anywhere wearing someone else's shoes, I'd rather sport the pair that fits. I say a prayer, I need help. Wonder who is listening. Sometimes I can't control myself, oh, and I hope that's not a bad thing. Without a hunch, it's impossible to judge the true measure of a man. So if there really is a heaven, I hope that when you get in, intuition is the final call. 'Cause a little bit of love would be like no love at all. Yeah, a little bit of love, well, that's like no love at all. Thanks. Let's see. It's not my phone. Over the last number of years, I've slowly been, dropping the keys on some of the things because, well, one thing is, I think about 20 years ago, I got kicked in the throat, so I lost my real higher voice, but now it's just age, and so I'm always, transposing, and even though the songs I wrote back, were 3 or 4 chords, it throws me off when I'm used to playing them one way and playing them another. We found on the new CD, there's a tape from 1984. It was unreleased in the States. It was released as a single in Canada of a song, and it was hilarious when I heard it. It's like, who the hell is singing that? I couldn't even dream of hitting those notes and this and that. I didn't realize I could sing so high. This, I had to drop the key, and it took a little bit of the energy away, I felt, but I also felt it was more, it gave me a different read on it because of my age and more appropriate. I don't know. And nobody asked me, but I'm gonna say that I got a feeling or two. I'm skinny and I'm run down here, living here downtown. I kinda think I need a shrink and I got the flu. I go cruise Wegmans, they're open all night. Check out that counter girl crew, or maybe the laundromat. Yeah, there's a good time, but one where that weaver goes to. We're bummed at my phone bill and clean out a hooch. I got a face like a train. My dinner was frozen and my day just as cold. She went home, I'm all alone and I got this pain. I go cruise Wegmans, they're open all night. Check out that counter girl crew, maybe the laundromat. Yeah, there's a good time, but one way that weaver goes to. Down in my cellar, dance with the pole, slap it when a flashback makes me mean. I've tried meditation, I tried moving home, I tried Jesus, I tried drugs, I tried TV. Oh, but I can't forget her, however I tried, 'cause no one could love me like Jean. Yeah, but I still got Wegmans, God love it at night, and the warmth of the washing machines. Yeah, nobody asked me, but I'm gonna say I got a feeling or two. I'm skinny, I'm run down, here living near downtown. Kinda think I need a shrink, and I got the flu. Thank you. Thanks. Let me do one more song here, and then we'll take like a 15-minute intermission. You guys can freshen your drinks, and I haven't played this song in a long time, but since Trish and I got to go to Maui, was it 2 weeks ago, right? Something. My son, it's great, man. It pays off raising these kids. My son surprised us. They called from and said, you know, we want to fly you and Tricia to Maui. We've got you a condo on the beach, and do you think you can make that trip? And I said, I'll make the trip if they have to ship me back in a box. It was very, as you can imagine, it was very healing. I mean, there's just something about, Maui, exactly, yeah. Hawaii, the ocean, the people, the sun, it's just, it was great. So anyhow, and I don't know how apropos it is, but just because I mentioned Hawaii in this song, it made me think of it, and I happened to go over it the other day for a second. I wasn't kidding that time. Trish is like, bad. Walking down Walnut Street, the sun is out and the birds are singing. Kids out playing kickball on the lawn. Incense fills the air with flowers blooming everywhere. Why does it seem everything's all wrong? It's you. I miss you. I had a great night's sleep, and I woke to distant church bells ringing. Somewhere some young couple takes a vow. Then I got a wild hair, and I called in sick, all devil may care. Why do I feel so uptight right now? I miss you. I miss you. How can such a simple business trip set my world in disarray? I can't seem to find the sense it is whenever you're away. What's this next verse? I had a a daydream. I had a daydream. We were tan and trim and lived in Maui, selling handmade jewelry by the shore. We rode bicycles and planted gardens in the hills. Couldn't find one reason we should leave. I miss you. I miss you. Thank you. Thanks, Tricia. Bless your hearts, folks. Grab something to eat, some drinks, enjoy yourself.